Hello guys! So today we're gonna continue on the Stratasys Dimension Elite renewing, refurbishing project. And yeah, so I decided to make some changes on my plans. I told you that I was thinking about to install a new PS here, and I was reserving space for this UPS, but I decided to ditch this idea. Reason is, well, it's been almost 8 months that I live in Germany, and I never had a single power outage here. So yeah, I was thinking, and then I realized, oh, it's just a little bit overkill because the chance to have a power outage is so low here. And yeah, of course, Murphys is always knocking our door. But yeah, so I decided to ditch this idea, and this will give me the extra space that are at reserved. And I decided to go with a second controller. I have a second controller here. And the reason that I have a second controller is that Amazon screw up my orders, and in the end they send me twice drivers and yeah, twice controllers. So I got a free controller, and I when I installed the second controller in the printer as well, and you can be asking why, wow, what? How are you're gonna be operating two controllers on the same printer? Yeah, and I can do this because I'm using Clipper firmware. And one of the fantastic features of Clipper is that you can use many controllers as you want, even with different processors, because Clipper runs on Linux and it just uses the controller boards as I/O manipulation devices. So Clipper has a distributed clock between the microprocessors, so it can synchronize the data and can control different controllers. And this is fantastic. For example, if you have like me, extruder where you have two motors, two heaters, you have an additional axis there for the X on my case. So you have a lot of controlling. You can just send like power and a single serial cable to that controller, and you have everything integrated on a extruder board, for example. So it's for me personally, I think it is one of the best architectured firmwares for 3D printers and machine control that we have nowadays. Clipper is underestimated on how it's powerful. Yeah, so Clipper allows me to use two controllers. And the reason that I want to use two controllers is because I'm actually quite limited in terms of I/O with a single controller. And the reason for that is this 3D printer has a lot of I/Os that you usually don't have. For example, there are many fans, so the heated chamber has four fans. Then I have the refrigeration fans for the extruder, for the duct here. Um, this printer is gonna be dual extruder, so yeah, I need dual extruder. I also have I'm gonna be using the old Stratasys cartridges to store my filaments, and I wanna use their filament feeding system from one cartridge or the another one. So, and the single DC motor just feeds the filament to the extruder head. So I wanna use that original mechanism. So only for that mechanism, I need three IOs, three power IOs, because yeah, it's a relay, it needs a certain amount of current, and I have the DC motor as well that needs to be running to bring the filament up. So yeah, so in the end, with a single controller, I was getting very constrained in the amount of IOs I would have with a single controller. So since I have an extra controller here, let's go with two controllers, so I'm gonna have many more IOs here, and now I'm gonna be comfortable to work all the sensors, all the power electronics that I need. Okay, so let's go there and install this second controller board. Okay guys, so here you can see the state that I left the machine on the previous video. And I already draw here the 4 holes for the new controller. And this is gonna be the position that I'm gonna be installing this new one. So yeah, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dedicate this board for the extruder input and output. So I'm gonna place the 2 steppers here for the extruder motors, and all the I/O related with the extruder I'm gonna keep on the second board. The reason for that is in the future I have space there on the carriage to make a specific PCB, a custom PCB only for the extruder. So I already wanna simplify my design, going with a separate controller for the extruder. So if I wanna upgrade for a custom board in the future, is very straightforward to just migrate the configuration to this new board. So I'm keeping the extruder IO on this second controller. Okay, so I'm gonna be placing this controller here, and we are gonna be doing the wiring for the extruder on it. Okay guys, so the second controller was installed here mechanically, and now I'm gonna start in the wiring up. So first I'm gonna wire up the power connection, and then I'm gonna start with the crimping hell again. So here I have the the extruder wiring, and yeah, this takes a while, but yeah, there's nothing to do. Only crimping. Okay, see you soon. Hey guys, so many hours have been passed, and yes, I'm tired already, but I can tell you that was quite productive. I managed basically to do all the hard wiring, so I made all the power connections, and just missing here the solid state relay for the heated chamber. But despite that, the rest of the power connections are all made. Most of the sensors are already wired up. For the end stops, this printer has 2 kinds of end stops for low precision. While, for example, on the max end stops, they use like read relays sensors that I think they consider they less precise. So they use those, but they just have 2 hours. So those I already wired up here. And but for the zeroing of the axis, they use opto as sensors. So photodiode and LED and a phototransistor. So for them, I'm gonna need to use resistors. I already separate the both for the Z probe and for the X and Y opto. So I already separate the wires here. I'm gonna need to install resistors here as a pull up and to limit the current on the infrared LEDs. So I'm gonna do this in the next episode, and then I'm gonna finish up with the latest wirings here. I need to wire up the steppers for the extruders, so the other 3 axes are already wired up. So yeah, so was I'm pretty happy with the work today. I'm almost finishing, so in the next video I intended to finish all this electric parts, and then we can start to focus on the new extruder carriage. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying this, guys. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave in the comments. If you like this video, please give your thumbs up, and if you wanna keep following me here, please subscribe to the channel. It just helps a lot with me and I can understand that you are actually appreciate the content. So see you in the next video.